With Windsor being the fourth most diverse city in Canada, the 30.ca was able to interview Tordy James, an Oneida man living in Windsor who shares his opinion of the city.
I love Windsor has some of the absolutely most lovable bigots and racists you ever want to meet. You know, these people honestly don't realize, sometimes that they have issues, but they're just so nice, you know. And then the other side of that is Windsor's also it's a pretty tough town, it works hard and it plays hard. So the other side of that, the flip side of that is I love dealing with the sort of in-your-face racism that you can sometimes get in Windsor that you don't get in other towns. Like, for instance, up the road in London. I call London jokingly Johannesburg North. But London's pretty darn beige. It's not a very friendly place for people of color. And at least the sort of racism and the bigotry that I've run into in Windsor has always been absolutely, they'll tell you they have a problem with you. Whereas in London, you will never hear that. But there's a glass ceiling that is definitely set pretty low.
When asked about the diversity in Windsor, James had a firm opinion towards the word multiculturalism.
First Nations people, we don't want to be considered part of the multicultural mosaic. Okay, and can you understand that and why? Because we were always here. Okay, we didn't come here. We didn't come to like hold hands and sing kumbaya and talk about how wonderful and tolerant, the Canadian society is. I mean, there are some very, very huge issues still with First Nations relationships with the present Canadian government and past governments. And, our situation is very, very much more different than just grabbing some multicultural dollars, throwing them at us and saying, hey, come on out and give us the French fries of your people, and the sandwiches of your people for the Caravan Festival, and we'll all enjoy the multicultural aspect. We don't want to be ever lumped in with that. So the questions you're asking are more the sorts of questions that you might want to be asking in a multicultural, ethnic sort of milieu, but really have absolutely no place being asked of a First Nations person, because we just don't. We don't see ourselves that way. You understand?
James was then asked what his concern was towards his community and what caused the problem.
We were given no choice through any sort of multicultural sort of understanding or encouragement from governments to have anything like that. In fact, not only were we not given a choice, but of course, it was absolutely everything was done to kill our languages. And even though there was a pretty strong attempt to genocide us, we're still here, but most of our languages won't be. And I think, for me personally, that's one of the saddest things about it.
This is Roy Kang with the 30.ca.